Hello, 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 mental health owners. I am so excited to be here live with you today. Sorry for the few minutes being late. Had a little bit of an issue with the tech going on here. Let me know where you all are tuning in from, if you are live or you are on the replay. I have been thinking a lot and tapping into really what to do for this group. When I started the private group for mental health owners, I was excited to, hi Lisa, thank you for coming. I was so excited to have a group, and I thought share content was going to be valuable, and to seeing how fast the group grew and seeing how many requests came through lately and how the mental health journey for business owners was going, I started to spend more time and be like, hey, I think I want to take this to a different level. So last week, it was really, really exciting. We had our first Q&A on Friday, and I got to meet some owners who are just trying to make it work out there with their valuable skills. And I learned so many different things. They got to learn from each other. So stay tuned on the weekly activities. Right now, we're gonna do it Fridays at 2:30. Right now, I have it for a 30-minute slot. Let's see how it goes. I already had some requests to move it to the morning. Some people wanted the replay. It's really, really nice. Some people shared why they couldn't come and some specific requests. So I'm really, really so fortunate to have this feedback, and please keep it coming. So I'm going to try something new for this week. I prepared content for a live each day, and we put up the schedule in the group. I'm pretty sure we did, or it's about to come up each day according to a specific topic that I've noticed a lot of business owners asking. And the theme is to automate and delegate your way to success in business. What's really near and dear to my heart with this topic is this was actually my first speaking engagement when I first started talking in my accounting and tax career, and this was my first talk. And what I decided to do was this week, break it down each day and talk about the different skills, and they're going to build on each other. So you're going to want to do each day's grow work instead of homework, so that the next day when you come on, they're not going to be long live videos, unless somebody comes and wants questions and whatnot. If you want to come on and ask some questions, you can. However, or put them down below and tag me with your questions. The goal of Friday Q&A is kind of like the Mental Health Business Owner Lounge, I feel like, where right now it's named around Q&A with Margot. However, just what I noticed is that so many owners were looking for a place to ask questions, and I wanted everybody to kind of support each other. Because honestly, even working with business owners one-on-one, sometimes I feel like you all could benefit by working from each other faster than it is with me, even though I give skills and what works and whatnot. So I wanted to tell you, so follow the schedule. Obviously, you can scroll down to the other valuable information that we have in the group. However, this week I'm trying something different to go live each day with a topic. So, hi Cheryl, thanks for coming on. I'm so excited when you guys come live. So I want to start to jump in for today's topic around automate and delegate your way to success. So I remember when I started my business, which was called Margot's Bookkeeping, like to the tune of 20 years ago, I was wearing like all the hats. Sometimes I was wearing the checkbook hat, I was wearing the mom hat, I was wearing the cleaner hat, because to get to my desk each day, right, you have all of these tasks. Then it came into the business, and I had to wear the business hat. I had to learn how to do sales. I had to learn how to do entrepreneurship. I had to do the client work that I was getting. Who hears me here, right? Around all of these different tasks. And it was actually a very common question that I was getting asked a lot, is kind of like, when do you know to have accounting and bookkeeping services or tax services, whichever area that you need? Like, when do you know you need to hire help? So generally, when you're thinking that you need to hire help, chances are you do. That's really just the short answer. Sometimes, though, what we need to do is we need to see the math on what is really happening in our day, to really see how we're spending our time, to know where we go to next. So I'm actually just, one second, I'm gonna check. Okay, so I have my notes here on the side on how I prepared this. So how many of us entrepreneurs wear multiple hats each day? Okay, and then you're kind of like, of course I wear multiple hats. We just talked about that. I could be the cleaning lady, I could be the boss, I could be, the business owner, I could be the objections guard, to new clients, like who knows, right? So I want you to write down all of the different hats that you wear each day. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down, if you think of yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a solopreneur, as an individual, I want you to write down how you are labeled. What do you label yourself? Forget about what Google says, forget about what the coffee date said. What do you think of yourself in this? Now, it could be where it gets confusing, where you work for somebody, but then you're still needing for your expenses on your own and whatnot. Whatever you think that your label is, let's label that, okay? The next thing I want you to do is how many of you have separate bank accounts? Do you have a separate bank account for personal and for business? Now, don't think that there's a right answer or wrong answer or should answer. Just write down, this is between you and yourself. Now, if you want to be courageous and share it in the group, you can. Now, some of you may want to, some of you may not. Some of you may want to share it with me as a DM. You can. However, if we put it into the group, it's going to tag everybody else to start doing this so that we can continue to elevate together. Okay? So now from there, do you have these separate bank accounts? Now, let's assume that you have one bank account. Okay? What are you doing with the bank account? Do you put your nails? Do you put your kids' bikes? Do you also put your marketing expenses, your assistant, all of these different things, okay? Now, again with this, I don't want you to think something is right or wrong. I want you to be honest and follow along with these steps, okay? Next, do you put your groceries? And just hope that the accountant is gonna put a magic wand and deduct food because you heard food is deductible. Okay, stay with me. I say specific groceries because it could be that we're getting stuck into, we didn't put a transfer in the business, from the business to the personal, or vice versa, or something happened. Now, there's many different things that can mix this up, but do we have a business and personal checking account, and how are we handling them? Okay? The next part is, when you go to the store, which cards do you grab? Lots of times what happens is that you go to the store, you might have separate cards, and you may grab the business because you don't feel so abundant, and you're like, oh, the business could deduct it and blah, blah, blah. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. We want to know where you're at, because if we don't meet yourself where you're at, what happens is we can't evolve. Now, the next thing is that how many of you have a system to manage your paperwork? Now, a system to manage your paperwork could be like Google Drive. It could be Dropbox, whatever it is. Or is the paperwork like just stacked? I'll be honest with you. My business is completely remote and my personal life is paper, okay? And I do that on purpose because I'm a entrepreneur and a lot of my time is in the business. And I developed a way to do it personally through paper because I wanted to make sure that I attend to my personal life for things not to get lost. Now, truth bomb a little bit. Over the past few months, I've been behind. I have a lot of things that are on auto debit to make sure things get paid. But with that process, what happened is that a lot of bills were getting overbilled because I didn't look at that of where they weren't in alignment. And I'm getting back into that. So we had into tax season. There was things going on in the business. I had surgery, all of these things, and I let it go for too long. And lesson be learned. However, but because I have a good relationship with the vendors, I was able to work things out. Now, the last thing is, are you winging the paperwork or are you actually doing something with it? And I want you to answer every single one of these questions. And again, if you're winging it in certain things and not winging it in the other, it's okay too. But I want you to just answer it. Now, do you also have an accounting software? Now, if you don't have an accounting software or your accounting software is Excel, you started to use QuickBooks, you thought you were paying for the subscription, whatever it is, it's okay. Lots of times people are using, I don't know, all these apps lately to take care of certain things. Let's get in alignment with it, okay? And let's write that down. Now, sometimes people think that their accounting system is logging into payroll, logging into the bank, and getting everything. You know what sucks about that, or stinks about that, is that if you want to switch from Chase to TD, all of that stuff, once you finish that account, is gone, okay? Over the weekend, we realized that one of my top videos got deleted, and we had this whole thing around trying to figure out the video and whatnot, and it's in the midst of being worked out. But basically, a step was overtaken from our process to download the video and to put it onto our side, which I pay for massive storage so that nothing gets lost. Because what happens is that any of much of my content and my procedures, they build on themselves. It's how I run my firm, and my clients always use, and even my followings, I give out the video trainings all the time so that people have ways to learn. So I want you to go back and answer all of these questions. And again, automate and delegate your way to success. This is the basis of how Margot's bookkeeping was built, and now, which was the old Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services, and now, which is a full-size tax firm. And I just want to check my notes. So from this, you're going to see if you're the service provider, if you're the bookkeeper and the accountant, if you're the person who pays the bills and runs the bills, and how many hats you're wearing. Now, what's important for this is that you're going to see where all your time is spent. Most of the time, the business owners are spending in not the area of their expertise that is helping to grow their business, in the area of Genius Zone, which I call your area of expertise. Genius Zone, area of expertise. So my area of expertise is CFO and tax. That's where I need to spend my most time. When I spend time on other things, the business loses money because it's not my area of expertise. Now, there are certain parts of the business development that I work on versus the outsourced team or internal team that I have. I'm not sure why I said it that way. But it's strategic according to what needs to be for me and what needs to be within our team members. Okay? So again, each of these trainings each day, I know I said this wasn't going to be long, but I guess it is a little bit. Each of these trainings, each of those days are going to build on each other. And I want you to be able to see how it plays into each other. So wherever you are with these answers, it's okay. I got you. We're going to make it through to the other side of the map. Now, we can judge ourselves in the answers, but again, I want to remind you is meet yourself where you're at. It's you, your four walls, and the answers, because that's where the business could evolve where you answer these questions honestly. And I've taken this basic procedures for 8-9 figure firms and beyond, because I do a lot of wealth development too, but my favorite is working with small business owners to really help them get over the overwhelm, making a lot of profit, get salary, and do all these things, because they evolve into that before you know it. It's all the same skills. So to wrap this up, I hope you do the questions. It's going to build on each other each day. And what's going to happen here is that our mind goes to higher level tasks, let's say to grow our firm, let's say like Facebook ads. But when you don't have a lot of these foundational items, you can't do it. You can, you just won't be successful. So I hope you enjoyed today's live. Any questions, as always, let me know. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you for coming on live. Let me know who's on the replay as well. Tag me below, write down your comments, what takeaways you have, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, all of the in between. And we always love the heart emojis, thumbs up, whatever floats your boat. And that's it. Talk to you soon, and can't wait to see your comments.